Hello students, welcome to the summary of the two short poems, How to Tell Wild Animals, and The Bull Poem. Summary of the poem, How to Tell Wild Animals, by Carolyn Wells. In this poem, the speaker gives simple advice on how to recognize different wild animals in the jungles of the East. If you come across a big, tan creature roaring at you, it's likely the Asian lion. If a majestic wild animal with black stripes on yellow fur approaches, be cautious. It could be the Bengal tiger, especially if it's thinking about eating you. The speaker then talks about the leopard, a spotted beast that leaps on its prey. If you find yourself being leapt upon, it's probably a leopard. Moving on, if you encounter a creature in your yard that gives you a tight hug, it's a bear. And if there's any doubt, the bear might give you one more hug just to make things clear. Distinguishing between different wild animals might be confusing for beginners, but the poem provides a fun way to remember. Hyenas, for instance, come with merry smiles, but if they start weeping, they're actually crocodiles. Finally, the poem introduces the chameleon, a small lizard-like creature. It's unique because it has no ears or wings. If you see a creature on a tree when there's nothing else there, it's likely the chameleon. So, the poem is a playful guide to recognizing and distinguishing various wild animals, making it a whimsical way to learn about creatures in the jungle. Questions and answers from thinking about the poem section. Question 1. Does Dian really rhyme with lion? Can you say it in such a way that it does? Answer. Yes. In informal pronunciation, Dian can rhyme with lion when pronounced as Dian and lion respectively. Question 2. How does the poet suggest that you identify the lion and the tiger? When can you do so, according to him? Answer. The poet suggests that you identify the lion by its roar when you're in danger. To recognize the Bengal tiger, notice if it eats you. The identification happens in specific situations. Question 3. Do you think the words leapt and lep in the third stanza are spelled correctly? Why does the poet spell them like this? Answer. The words are intentionally spelled this way for rhyme. Leapt is the correct past tense of leap, but the poet uses leapt to maintain the rhyme scheme and add a playful touch. Question 4. Do you know what a bear hug is? It's a friendly and strong hug, such as bears are thought to give, as they attack you. Again, hyenas are thought to laugh, and crocodiles to weep, crocodile tears, as they swallow their victims. Are there similar expressions and popular ideas about wild animals in your own languages? Answer. Yes, many languages have similar expressions. For example, in my language, we say hug like a bear and associate laughter with hyenas. We also have sayings about crocodile tears. Question 5. Look at the line a novice might nonplus. How would you write this correctly? Why is the poet's incorrect line better in the poem? Answer. The correct line would be a novice might be nonplussed. The poet's choice adds humor and rhythm, making it more engaging and memorable in the context of the poem. Question 6. Can you find other examples of poets taking liberties with language, either in English or in your own languages? Can you find examples of humorous poems in your own languages? Answer. Yes, poets often play with language. In my language, there are humorous poems where words are bent for rhyme or puns are used for comedic effect. Question 7. Much of the humor in the poem arises from the way language is used, although the ideas are funny as well. If there are particular lines in the poem that you especially like, share these with the class, speaking briefly about what it is about the ideas or the language that you like or find funny. Answer. I particularly like the line if he roars at you as you're dying, you'll know it is the Asian lion. The humor comes from the casual way the poet connects the lion's roar to the person's demise, creating a light-hearted tone. Important word meanings from the poem. Ground, background. Discern, make out, identify. Hide, animal skin. Peppered, covered with spots. Caress, a gentle, loving touch. Novice, someone new to a job. Nonplussed, puzzled, confused, surprised. Summary of the poem, The Bull Poem, by John Berryman. The poem explores the emotions of a boy who has lost his bull. The speaker describes how the bull merrily bounced down the street, and ended up in the water. Despite the common advice that there are other bulls, the boy is deeply affected. The loss grips him with profound sadness as he stares into the harbor where his bull now rests. The speaker acknowledges that offering a dime or another bull won't ease the boy's pain. The loss teaches the boy about responsibility in a world where possessions, like balls, can be taken away or lost. The speaker observes the boy grappling with the harsh reality that not everything lost can be replaced, even with money. The poem suggests that the boy is learning a significant life lesson, the epistemology of loss. He is discovering how to face the inevitable truth that everyone must confront at some point: things will be lost, and not everything lost can be regained. The boy is on the path of understanding the complexities of standing up in a world where loss is a part of life, and not everything can be recovered or replaced. Questions and answers from thinking about the poem section. Question 1. Why does the poet say, "I would not intrude on him"? Why doesn't he offer him money to buy another ball? Answer. The poet doesn't want to intrude on the boy's grief. Money cannot replace the sentimental value of the lost ball or teach the deeper lesson of loss. Question 2. Staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went, do you think the boy has had the ball for a long time? Is it linked to the memories of days when he played with it? Answer. Yes, the boy has likely had the ball for a long time. The mention of staring into the harbor implies a connection between the ball and cherished memories of his childhood. Question 3. What does "in the world of possessions" mean? Answer. In the world of possessions refers to the materialistic nature of life, where people own and lose things. It highlights the boy's realization of the transient nature of belongings. Question 4. Do you think the boy has lost anything earlier? Pick out the words that suggest the answer. Answer. Yes. The phrase "all his young days into the harbor where his ball went" suggests the boy may have lost something significant before, intertwining loss with his growing years. Question 5. What does the poet say the boy is learning from the loss of the ball? Try to explain this in your own words. Answer. The poet suggests that the boy is learning the profound lesson of loss, understanding that possessions can be transient, and the pain of losing something is a universal experience that teaches resilience and acceptance. Question 6. Have you ever lost something you liked very much? Write a paragraph describing how you felt then, and saying whether, and how, you got over your loss. Answer. Losing my favorite childhood toy was a heartbreaking experience. The initial shock and sadness lingered, but as time passed, I learned to cope. Memories of the lost item stayed, but the pain lessened. Ultimately, I discovered that the passage of time and creating new memories helped me overcome the loss. Meaning of important word groups from the poem. Oh, there are other balls, the loss is not important enough to worry about. Shaking grief, sadness which greatly affects the boy. Rigid, stiff. 2. Intrude on, here, to enter a situation where one is not welcome. A dime, 10 cents, US. Desperate, hopeless. Epistemology of loss, understanding the nature of loss, what it means to lose something. Epistemology, the Greek word episteme means knowledge. It comes from a word meaning to understand, to know. Epistemology is the study of the nature of knowledge itself.